Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and another episode of Miniatures Monday. Now, this episode is slightly late because today is actually Tuesday. My apologies for that. But also, it's kind of a reshoot of last week. Last week I tried to do a quick one using my cell phone, and for some reason it didn't rotate when I filmed it, and then I couldn't rotate it in editing now that it's been up. So I kind of got a couple of comments to me personally on that, like, hey, what the heck, man, usually you're a lot better than that. So we're back on the camera today, going to upload to the computer and give you an actual HD video again. So yeah, we're doing the transports. So what I showed you last time was the Hot Wheels team transport for car culture. I finally got the BRE Datsun 510 Fleet Flyer and the Nissan Skyline GT-2000 GT-X with the Secure Sprinter. I really like these. All the local stores have this Nova drag car one, which is cool in its own right, but not my thing. I've seen literally dozens and dozens and dozens of these. This is the only BRE I've seen in my area since they came out, and this is only one of two Skylines. Last week when I filmed, it would have been the only one. I did see one in between then and now. But yeah, these are going in the display case, so of course we're gonna open them up. That was kind of another thing that was pointed out, was like, hey man, what's with all these videos where you just show us cars in the box like everybody does that? Your whole thing is that you open them. Ah, that's right, it is my whole thing. So let's do it. So once again, box fan, not anything too crazy cool, except for having the cool printing on it. The nose of this is actually really neat. It's got good detail on these castings, I will say that. And then the Skyline is just the business. This is definitely one of Hot Wheels' best castings. You can see they've got the fender flares on there with the little pockets for the rivets or the screws. And I mean, they added the black around the windows. Got your trunk pins and hood pins all tampoed on. Adband logo, NGK. Yeah. That is a super, 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 super fun car. Can't wait to add that to the case. And yes, I'll put the hauler in there too. That one was too cool not to add to the collection. And then of course we have the BRE Datsun Flyer, which is going in the Trans Am section, not in the Japanese car section. Because BRE Datsun did run in the under 2 liter SCCA Trans Am Championship. And I needed a couple more haulers for that. This hauler's a little bit cooler to me. It's got the kind of like headache rack area. The stripe is cooler and multicolored. They've got a tampo on the cab too. A couple of sponsor decals. Oh, that's cool. Got the car number there on the front. Everybody see that? Catch that? It even says BRE Datsun on the back. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. And then here's the 510 itself. Now, those of you who collect Hot Wheels know that the 510s are going for just crazy amounts of money. I showed you my original BRE 510 that came in the kind of the predecessor to the Car Culture series, those race ones. They did a lot of drag cars and did a lot of Trans Am cars. And for some reason, the BRE is worth just insane amounts of money. I sold my spare one for like $300 or $400. And even the open ones kind of go for that. But it's ridiculous because you can get the real BRE paint scheme from multiple manufacturers. M2 makes one, Greenlight makes one, Hot Wheels makes a different one. Like it's Tamika, like, yeah, it's just nuts. But this is the blue version, which is cool. I wanted to add that. I like how they've got the headlights blacked out on the passenger side. Little Valvoline logo there on the back. Little red Datsun. Yeah, that'll look cool up there next to the other one, and I'll have the team truck to go with them both. Alright, so with that out of the way, pull that packaging over, set my cars back here. I'm going to show you guys this monster. This is the M2. Didn't really have a name for this line. I've been calling them Transporter. Or hauler or something like that, but it's just trucks. They do these great big trucks, and we got one that had an open trailer on it and a 67 Camaro Trans Am that was really cool. They've since re-released that one in like a dark blue and yellow like Sunoco Penske scheme that's kind of lame because it's totally a knockoff. It's like number 9 instead of number 6, and it's got like modern logos on it. I wasn't a fan. It's kind of the first Trans Am thing I've passed up, but this was really cool because it's got the Parnelli Jones Mustang in it, which granted I already have the Hot Wheels version, but I really wanted the truck because the truck was different than my other truck. It's a Ford cab over instead of a Chevy, obviously. And then it's got an enclosed trailer, and I didn't have any enclosed trailers yet for my Trans Am stuff, and it clearly has the Trans Am Mustang on it. Even says SCCA right on there in the writing. It talks about the muscle parts and stuff, so I wanted to open that up. Let's see if I can grab the screwdriver. We're filming in the garage today specifically so I can open these things up. Hey. One thing I gotta say about M2 is they use some like really terrible hardware, which makes it really difficult to take their stuff out, which granted, I mean, most collectors are going to keep it boxed up, but when you have something like this box truck that has a car on the inside and you want to get to the car because they don't have it like outside, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So anybody at M2, if you're watching this, either put the cars on the outside of the truck so you don't have to take everything apart, or like, you know, improve your screw suppliers. Also, you need to make AMCs. Like, come on now. You make everything else, including JDM stuff, and you don't have a single American Motors product. Where's the Javelins? Where's the AMXs? I mean, come on. Alright. Alright, get our trailer open. Yay, I think I'm the only person on YouTube that's ever unboxed an M2 truck, so this is kind of fun. Ooh, it's like screwed into the base too. Okay then. What the hell? Oh, that's a rivet. What the hell is this screwed into? Is it this one? Oh my gosh, seriously? See, this is what I'm talking about. See, they've got this screw down here in between the trucks, but there's a crossbar in the way. It makes it like super difficult to get to the screw for the car. Out. Okay, first impressions. This is not 1/64th scale at all. This car is huge. This is probably closer to like 1/55th. This is ridiculous. It's got a hood that looks like it's supposed to open but doesn't. You can feel the weight that there's nothing in there. Put this dumb muscle parts logo on it. The casting is all wrong. This wheel well is way too small relative to the quarter panel. That's a terrible car. I'm not happy with that at all. M2. I might just sell that one on eBay. Not happy with that. That was a waste of 13 bucks, 15 bucks, whatever those things are. And the thing is huge. Look at that. I mean, yeah, not cool. Anyways, the last thing I wanted to do, and this is new, this is not in the last video, is I got a box in from eBay. Which is super cool, something I've been looking at for months and months and months, and I finally pulled the trigger on buying one, also for the Trans Am collection. And that is dun, 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 this. This is the Acme Trading Company's version of Alan Moffat's 69 Boss 302 Trans Am Coca-Cola car. It's a different paint scheme than all the other Trans Ams I've got. I'm not too hip on having a Coke branding thing, but this was his actual truck and his actual car. I've got like vintage photographs of them. It is the correct paint schemes, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's really neat. Anyways, this is actually made by Greenlight, and yeah, it's really, really, really cool. I was gonna open it, but they're kind of pricey, and I gotta admit, I kind of really like the all the packaging on this one. This one might just go up top with my Trans Am Javelin. That's the special one that's got the Mark Donohue packaging on it. But yeah, that was super cool. I had to pick that up. I mean, look at the size difference between the two cars, and they should be identical. And especially look at the quarter panel here. So, anyways, that's everything for this episode of Miniatures Monday. We got some cool new transporters and cool new cars to add to the collection and the fleet. And one not so cool car and not so cool, well, an okay transporter. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah. Whoa. Until next